Welcome back to Practical and Positive Leadership. I'm Monica May-Dunn, CEO of Arizona Escrow and Financial. And each month, we bring you actionable insights from leaders who've been right where you are. Before we dive in, don't forget to like, follow, and check out past episodes for can't-miss leadership insights from top professionals. Our guest today, Kimberly Mitchell, is a leader in the home healthcare industry and part of the team at Home with Help, an organization dedicated to providing compassionate, in-home care services while managing and supporting a large team of caregivers. Kimberly, welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. Can you tell us a little about Home with Help and what you do there?
So I am the president and co-owner of Home with Help. It's a Scottsdale-based, family-owned, non-medical home care agency. My husband and I purchased it just over 12 years ago. It's been in business since 2002. It serves Phoenix Metro, Maricopa County, essentially. We purchased it with 15 employees, and now we have over 200.
Wow.
And serve typically seniors and individuals with disabilities to keep them comfortable and safe at home.
What your service provides is instrumental from people my age, thinking about my family and my parents and being able to navigate what do you do? So it's definitely, it's fantastic and very rewarding, I'm sure. Business.
Yeah, for sure. It's a feel-good business.
Yes. Home health care requires a strong leadership because you're managing people who are caring for others every day. What are some of the most important leadership qualities needed to manage and convey for your caregiving team?
I would say that it starts with empathy, consistency. We're leading the team that is going into individuals' homes, which is, family dynamics can be complicated sometimes. They're in very vulnerable moments at that age and situation. And I think that we have to have very high standards of what we require from our employees because they are dealing with vulnerable adults and in their own home. And it's a big deal.
Yeah. And it's emotional.
I mean, it's emotional for the caregiver, it's emotional for the client, it's emotional for the family. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. How do you keep the team motivated since the work is emotionally and physically demanding?
Communication, of course, is key. I think telling somebody that, pat on the back, like telling somebody that they do a good job goes a lot farther than most people probably think. Showing, just appreciation for everything. Internally, we have a software system that literally rewards for certain things, and they earn points, which turns into money, which is motivating for a lot of people.
Money seems to motivate. I find that as well.
It does.
You're responsible for managing a large group of caregivers and staff. What does effective communication look like when leading such a large-sized team?
Clear, consistent. It all trickles down and trickles up, for that matter. So I think that we can't just tell one message one time. I mean, we have 200 people, so it's being over communicating. I think is probably super, super, super important.
Because 200 employees that's a lot. And do you have managers overseeing those at different levels?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. I mean, when I started, we had 15 employees.
Right.
And so managing that was by comparison, a piece of cake.
Right.
But, now is I have to manage the managers who then manage all of, the 200 staff.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
What systems or leadership habits have you helped that has helped you stay connected with your organizations as it grows?
As we've grown, not being disconnected with the day-to-day. So not that I am necessarily doing specific day-to-day sort of tasks, but communicating with the admin staff and generally staying on top of what is going on day-to-day. I'm just not the one actually doing the day-to-day tasks.
Yeah, that's incredible. I've seen how communication becomes even more important as teams grow. Leaders who stay visible, accessible tend to build stronger cultures and more trust within their organizations. So how do you build that trust with your organization and in your team members within your organization?
For us, I can't really express the communication and the clarity in the communication more than anything else, because it seems to be a human's biggest challenge, generally speaking. And if they don't understand what the high standards are, if they don't understand what's expected of them, and we're not clear with the communication, then that's our fault. Sometimes it takes more than one time of having that same conversation, but it's repetitive, I think, is probably a good word too.
Right. And I definitely feel that you lead by example.
I try.
And that's one of the great qualities about you.
Well, thank you, Monica.
The caregiving profession is incredibly meaningful, but it can also lead to burnout, and leaders aren't intentional. How do you help support and retain caregivers while maintaining the level of service for your customers?
Valuing them and making sure that they feel valued, whether it's, everybody has a different learning style. Everybody has a different how they receive criticism or compliments. Mm-hmm. And I think it's finding sometimes the best way for each one of them, for them to feel valued. And if they feel valued and feel like the work is important, which of course it is, then I think they'll put more effort or more heart into it when they feel valued at the same time.
Yes. And I think the whole value about, and this also the different age groups that you're dealing with as well.
Sure.
That some of the younger generations may not value the same things as the older generation. And so I found that, definitely trying to really learn about your team and learn individually. But with 200, I know I'm sure you do very well, but it's hard to really get to know them personally on a personal level, how they like to communicate.
The interview and onboarding process has to be extra thorough. And then, we don't always get it right the first time. So there's times that what the client and the family has expressed, what the care professional has expressed, but then when we get them together, doesn't necessarily, always work out, perfectly. And software systems can be very, very helpful with that too.
I'm sure.
Yeah. It's much easier now than it was 12 years ago, I can tell you that.
Yes, technology has definitely helped.
When it works, it's amazing.
When it works. Are there specific things you can do as a leader to help your team feel appreciated and supported?
I think regular check-ins, and asking questions and then listening. And I'm not necessarily going to do every single thing that they suggest or, that they want, but as long as I think you're approachable for them to come with the suggestions. And a lot of the times they've got really good ideas. And, it doesn't bother me that they had a better idea than I did.
And you support them giving you some ideas.
For sure.
Then you think, because they're coming in it as a different way, maybe as an employee, they are seeing different things that you may not even see. So I find that valuable, absolutely.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
You're also connected with NABO, the National Association of Women Business Owners. How has being part of that community influenced your leadership journey or professional growth?
I've been a part of NABO, oh my God, I don't even know how many years. 8, 9? 10? I don't know. It's been a long time. And I think that for women, it's invaluable to spend time with other women business owners. The insight, the encouragement, either they've been doing things a lot longer and I'm getting something from them, or I'm the one that's been doing something for a lot longer and then I'm, giving back. Kind of sort of thing. And it's women helping women, generally speaking.
I love the support system that you feel there. I mean, I think from my first meeting, I was just like, wow. Mm-hmm. Yeah. These ladies, they want to help you. And so that's why I try and reciprocate as much as I can.
Sure, yeah.
I think NABO has definitely helped myself in my leadership. especially growing and meeting new other women business owners. And they may be going through the same things that we're going through. And then oh, it's not just me.
Right. Yeah, I think they genuinely want to see each person in the room succeed, whether they're brand new 6 months into business or they've been doing it for 20 years.
Yeah, I have to agree. Yeah. What advice would you give to women who are stepping into leadership roles or starting businesses today?
Put yourself in rooms with people that are smarter than you and that have maybe not done exactly the same things, but that you can learn from them. And you have to stay coachable and being willing to learn. And if you're open to that, I think you'll learn stuff from people a lot younger, a lot older, younger in business, older in business, all the things, if they're just kind of open to being willing to learn.
And I think learning from others and surround yourself with people who not are just smarter or that you can learn from, because then you grow as well. And I think that's a very good point. You are also a reflection of the people that you hang out with.
Yeah. Well, what do they say? Like the 5 people that you spend the most time with, or whatever that saying
who's
is.
the most influence on
Right.
you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Leadership is often about learning through experience. What is one leadership lesson you've learned the hard way that ultimately made you a better leader? Well,
there's lots of them. Like in the last 12 years, there's been a whole bunch of them. I think I would say that it is not trying to do everything yourself. And which for very type A OCD women business owners, we have a tendency to hold on to things a lot longer than we should probably hold on to them. Learning to delegate when you need to delegate, because it also helps you to grow. And, it's a dance a little bit of like, am I ready for, that? But then you do it. And then all of a sudden something, grows and changes. And you just kind of have to keep doing that until you, go
evolve
from 15 to 200.
Yes. And how you evolve from 15 to 200. I mean, that's incredible. I just know that when it comes to like with my team, I try so hard to just have that empathy and have those one-on-ones. And I think but the mistakes that I've made, I'm sure I was the same way. I can't believe I made that mistake. Now we have to fix it. But how we react to it in front of the team, right?
Yeah,
it's
course.
Like, okay, we need to don't have a meltdown.
Right? Exactly.
And just really try and stay as even as we can as in our personality, because how we react is how the team will react.
Absolutely.
And I've learned lots of lessons as well.
I have a friend, one of her famous lines that I always love is we fail forward.
I like that.
Right. So we're all going to, and some days are better than others in some capacity, but as long as you just keep going forward, and you might fail, but do it again and again, and eventually you'll get it right.
Very true. And I don't believe that anyone has gone through life without failing at something, because that's how you learn. Yeah, you're right.
Of course. Yeah.
What advice would you give leaders who are managing people for the first time?
The clarity and the communication definitely is a huge part of that. Yeah. They need to be very consistent and concise with what they're doing in their own roles in the companies, because I think if they present themselves as a bit of a hot mess, then the team is probably going to start to present themselves as a bit of a hot mess too. So I think, again, like the clarity and the communication it's super, super important.
And how
their systems, obviously it depends on the industry too, I suppose, of what like specific advice, but knowing the big picture too at the end, which most people at the very beginning of business are not even thinking anything about the later. But I think the later also helps you to get some clarity about how it is that you're going to get to the end, if that makes sense.
Right. Yes, that does make sense. And I think having some processes in place, a strategic plan is what they call it, I guess, I think would help a new business owner, knowing what obstacles they're going to be facing at certain either revenue levels or employee levels.
I think having some kind of a coach, be it whether it's, business coach, whatever, but some version of a coach to bounce off some ideas, and somebody that's probably been there and done it before on some level, which is partially why NABO, I think, is as successful as it is.
Right.
That's kind of obviously we pay a membership, but we sort of get kind of free coaching, if you will, from, and meetings and, networking and, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Because we can ask anyone there, some advice about something. Sure. And there's so many industries that it covers, from banking all the way to home health care and escrow.
All the things.
All the things are covered. What's something about the home health care industry that most people don't realize until they work in it?
How personal it is. Like, it's literally physically demanding sometimes, but very emotional as well. Arizona's a bit of wild, wild west, so we currently only provide non-medical services. In Arizona, there's not really a license for that. So somebody technically could just get a business card and a brochure and just go and not really have a lot of proper, background checks, like all the things that, everybody should have.
Right.
I think it's important for people to know that when they pick an agency, they should pick one that is contracted with the state, with Medicaid, because that way they are audited like crazy. And then that they are dotting all the I's and crossing all the T's.
That's important. Yeah. I guess I did not know that.
Most people don't.
Yeah, well, now they will.
Now they will.
Definitely go to an agency that's licensed with the state.
Exactly.
And your company. I think about the emotional side that your team has to deal with when they really get close to somebody that they're taking care of.
Sure.
And that was one of the things. At one time, I thought I wanted to be a physical therapist.
Mm-hmm.
And I was working as a volunteer at the hospital, and I realized I can't handle it. Yeah. I couldn't leave it. And when you can't leave it, and it's like, okay, and then I knew. Mm-hmm. So it was really good for me to get through that experience and realize that, and then I went into business, which is totally different than physical therapy.
Completely, yeah. Well, yeah, because the burnout is real. If they're, I send out like webinars and all kinds of things for self-care, because generally speaking, most people aren't the greatest about it. And then when you have that kind of a role in a career, they're giving their energy all day long, all the time. And, some clients and families are sucking more than others.
Demand.
You do a little bit. But I think that they, if they don't take care of themselves, it's, yeah. I mean, I think they all get attached, because it would be impossible to have a compassionate heart and not get attached.
Right.
I think ones that have learned to separate a little bit, because, it is still a job. So it's like, have the heart and all the things when you go, but you still do have to learn how to kind of leave it at the door, sort of like the therapist. They hear all the things all day long, but they need to not bring it home with them when they leave the office. Same kind of concept.
Kimberly, thank you so much for joining us today. Where can our listeners connect with you or about Home with Help?
So the website is homewithhelp.net. On the website has all the links for LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and all the socials.
And to our listeners, if you've enjoyed today's episode, please make sure to subscribe and click on the bell to be notified every month when a new episode is posted. Then leave a comment on what resonated with you the most, and watch another one of our practical and positive videos.